Alright, so here we at in the fucking basement, in the fucking hood, in the fucking crib, and as you can tell, I got my turban towel on, trying to get my dreads dry, and in case you haven't figured it out yet, I just washed my locks, and I use the same shampoo as before, the olive oil one. That's good for dry scalp, re-moisturizing the scalp. But in all honesty, I'm not really too sure what this video is about. I just felt like recording. But I do know it's about drying your dreadlocks after you wash them. And this is how I usually start off my drying process. I'll put my hair in a towel for about 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Let the towel absorb all that extra moisture up. And then when it's done, we grab this guy. High setting, and basically you just want to blow dry it for a good, until it's dry. The longer your locks, the longer it's going to take, so you just got to keep at it. Now, I'll tend to blow dry for, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Usually trying to get it to about 85 to 90% dry. And then I throw it in a hat, in a tam hat, to dry the rest. This is probably the most painstaking part about having dreads, because you want your hair to dry fast and you want to go out and continue with your day, but that's where issues can come in if you don't dry your hair properly. So, the hardest part to dry is always the tips, because all the water will run down into the tips, and it usually collects down here at the bottom. So make sure you get your tips extra well. And also, it's good time to use some spray and conditioner is when your hair is semi-wet. That way you can retain some moisture and don't have your hair dry out too much. I wish I had one of those big hair salon things to dry my hair with, but I need to get, actually I have one. It's like a big bag thing, but with this blow dryer, it's not strong enough. So this blow dryer always blows the fuse when I try to put that big bag on. So next step is to find an industrial length blow dryer. That reminds me, actually I got an email from a viewer the other day, and he was going off about products to use in my hair. He gave me a whole list of some really good products that I'm definitely gonna have to order and try out, because it seems that they would work pretty well, and I will keep you guys posted on what those products are, as I will try and find them on Amazon or some shit very soon. So I'm gonna go back to drying my hair. See you guys in a bit. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear me while I do this, but I may as well talk while I'm drying my hair here. And my favorite thing about washing my dreads would have to be the fact that they smell really good after. Like today, when I was washing my locks, I noticed that when I was rinsing out the shampoo, that the water was kind of like cloudy. And that's either because I was getting all the shampoo out of my hair, or that was the dirt I could see coming out in my locks. And it's really interesting to me, because I feel that if I were to get like a really deep cleanse or a deep clean on my locks, a lot of dirt will come out that I didn't really know that was there. So this is locks at 57 months, 4 years and a bit. And Another good thing about drying your locks, you know why we do it, so you can avoid getting mold and shit. What's the best way that you guys dry your locks? Do you guys have any other techniques besides what I'm doing here? There's got to be another way. Sometimes people just shake them, get all the excess water out. I used to shake them, but now they're kind of too long. I don't have the room to shake them anymore in my bathroom. Do the dread whip to kind of like get all the excess hair out. So I'm strictly on the hair dryer routine right now. And this is where the patience comes into play when you have locks. If you don't have patience, things like this become like unbearable, and you couldn't maintain your own locks. So I'm thankful for having locks because it's taught me things like that in life. You know, it's kind of like the little things that you love about the lock. Like for instance, it's taught me patience. It's taught me about self-love, loving myself for who I am without the worry about what other people think. It's taught me about perseverance. I had to persevere because like these locks that come out like this right off the bat took me a few tries, kept on doing it, but I know what I wanted and I knew I wanted a lock, so I had to make it happen. Now, a few people messaged me about them trying interlocking for the first time, and I'm glad that people are trying it out. But it's funny because now I'm like, as much as I boosted interlocking in the past, I've kind of stopped doing it on myself for a while as part of my experimental journey to see if in fact if it does cause any like lengthy damage to your hair, or just to see how my hair locks up without the interlocking process. By all means, if it doesn't work out, I'll probably go back to interlocking, but for now I'm just kind of taking a break from it. When the tips start to get really wet, all the water's dripping down. As you can tell, it's real exciting doing this. Real exciting. Usually I put like a movie on or like a documentary or something to keep me entertained. And that's the best thing to do when you're making dreads. Just put on some movies. If you're a smoker, light up a joint. Make the time fly. Otherwise, do what you gotta do to Now I washed my hair today after a few weeks because my dry scalp was getting to be a little bit of a damper again, so it was time to wash the locks, get rid of all that dead skin, get some moisture up in these locks again. So if you guys have any questions, comments on drying your hair, your locks, leave it in the comments below. I'm also open to hearing any tips or advice, and Of course, if you guys have any requests on types of videos that you want to see regarding dreadlocks and drying your dreads, now's the time to leave it in the comments. And that's about it. I'm going to sit here and dry this bad boy a bit out. So, until next time, it's not locks. Keep it real, keep it dread. So, I've been doing this for about, I don't know, half hour now maybe, and it's pretty dry. Like I said, the tips are still kind of damp. There's a couple of damp spots throughout the locks in general, like especially these ones that I've combined. So what I usually do at this point is feel my locks and see how dry they are, because usually it's like you'll think you're done and then you stop hair drying, but then you'll go out and do something and touch your hair and you realize it's still damp. So once you think you're done, stop and then feel your hair and do it again, because most chances are it's probably not done. So after I do this for another 5-10 more minutes, I'm going to take my tam and stuff everything in here. And then let it dry in here for the rest of the day, or for a few more hours at least, until I feel like busting out the hair dryer again and then giving it another round. So that's it. Hope you guys like that. Peace.